Welcome to White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey, where today we're doing a walkthrough demonstration of a 2017 Jayco Jay Feather X17Z. This is stock number TT12743, and we're going to start with the operation of bringing in your bunk ends. I have a helper here today. Frank's going to demonstrate removing the bracket overhead in the tent material. So there's a button there that you push with your thumb, and you pull back on the bracket to separate it from the U bracket at the end of the bunk. Fold your bunk mattress. It's held there by straps, which you can see snap in place on each side. Then we're going to go to the outside of the camper. Again, this is a feature and systems operation walkthrough of a 2017 Jayco Jay Feather X17Z. To continue putting the bunk bed into the upright travel position, you want to tuck your material as you go. And you're going to see there are two lock mechanisms, one on each side of the camper. Crank handle at the bottom helps with the tension to lock that, and same thing on this side. Thank you, Frank. Yes, thank you. To unlatch those, again, you're going to pull down on the lever, drop your bed end down, and then put your support in on the inside. Both the front and rear bed ends work the same way. Starting at the front of the camper, we do have a power tongue jack on this particular model. Your retract and extension is here, and then your light switch there. There is an access here. You can pop this hole off. If you lost power to the trailer or had a dead battery, there is a crank handle that you could use to manually raise and lower the tongue jack. And that's located in the storage compartment right here. So you do have a crank handle for that. And it also works for your stabilizer jacks, so you can raise and lower them with that crank handle. There is a solar on the side. It has solar prep here, as well as spare tire is tongue mounted, and ABS LP cover for access to your LP tanks. There are twin tanks here. Make sure that your valves are turned to the on position, and you have an automatic regulator at the front as well. The automatic regulator will show you which tank you're running off of, and it's designed to change color at the front when you're running off the opposite tank, so you can take one off, fill it, top it off, etc. So again, there's an arrow indicator here you can see for the propane tank. It's a black switch, and then it will show you a different color when it's running on the opposite tank. For specific details and information on any of the systems you see here, please do refer to your Jayco owner's manual. On the off door side, this is back of the water heater. This is auto ignite from the inside, so just of note, this is where your pilot light will be. There is a nylon plug here. You would undo this plug and let the water drain out to winterize. Always make sure you're reinstalling a nylon plug after you're winterizing or once you've removed it. There are some instructions on the panel itself, on the inside of the door, as well as in the owner's packet. This area is going to vent warm air, so make sure that is kept free and clear of chairs, lines, anything outside your campsite. Stabilizer jack again. That's going to work with the crank handle you saw inside the compartment. Outside shower with hot and cold water. This is hookup for your freshwater tank and your city water hookup. So if you're going to use water from a campground, you'd hook up your water safe drinking hose here. It would be pressurized automatically coming into the camper. If you're going to fill your onboard freshwater tank, put your hose in there, fill up your tank, and then you would use the water pump inside the camper to pressurize that and pull it from the tank through to your sink, showers, etc. This is the back exhaust vent of your propane thermostat heater. This also will vent warm air in normal operation, so make sure this is kept free and clear of any lines or other gear. Back of the camper, you have a black tank flush. This is designed to back flush the sewage tank, which is your black tank or toilet tank. It's a way you can clean out the system. You would hook a hose up there, it would back flush the system, and then you have your dump valves up underneath the camper. So the gray valve over to the left is for gray soapy water down the sink in the shower. Black valve on the right-hand side is for the black tank. Black tank is toilet waste only. Gray water is soapy water draining down your sink and your shower. So you unscrew the valve cap, which you see there we have off. You'd hook up your sewer hose here, which is stored in the compartment right here at the back. It's included with this model, so you have your sewer hose there. A good tip is to let the black tank, the toilet waste, accumulate for a couple of days. Pull that black valve, let that drain out, and then pull the gray valve, let soapy water drain through that to rinse it out. You also have outside cable connection if you're using cable at a campground. And this is back of your refrigerator. So your refrigerator panel, you would spin these latches here to the up and down position. A key or a coin can help with those. You could drop the panel down, just make sure this area is kept free and clear of any debris. This and the back of your hot water heater, propane operated. Spiders can get in there, spin webs, and wreak havoc with that system. So just make sure there's no debris, cobwebs, anything like that. That's all cleaned out. At the back of the camper, we saw the storage compartment for your sewer hose, and this is your electrical cord. So this is self-storing. It's just gonna store up inside here. Your plug will fit in here, and then you can pop this door down and lock it for travel. Back of the camper, same lock mechanisms you saw on the front bed end will control the back. Operates the exact same way. Coming down the door side of the camper, we have the front storage compartment, which is lockable, where you saw your jacks. Also have awning, outside speakers, awning lights. This is a bracket if you wanted to bring a television outside. You also have electrical here on the outside, and you have another cable hookup as well to bring that to the camper. So if you're using cable at your campground, that's tight. We're gonna have cable outlet here, and then we're gonna have up top, that's an exhaust vent for your range. And if you're using your oven inside, that will vent outside to exhaust, which is very nice. Steps are gonna fold up on top of one another. So fold the bottom step on top of the top step and just push back away to store those for travel. Pull them to open, drop down your step. Coming up inside the camper, you have a fire extinguisher at the entry door. Under your rear bunk bed, your end bunk here is your propane and carbon monoxide detector. This is tied directly to the battery on the camper. It does have a small draw, so if you're going to be away from the camper for a while, or if you're storing it off season, it's a good idea to remove that battery, put it inside a shed or your garage, and keep it separate from the camper, because this will continue to have a small pull. If it gets to a low battery, this will chirp loudly, and you would want to disconnect that battery. If you had a propane alarm or a CO alarm, it will sound very loud and shrill. There's a test and reset button here. Open your windows, clear the air, check your lines, make sure everything is good. This is furnace vent. And then this is access to your converter, which is your fuse panel and breaker box. See, easy access there. This vent in normal operation may run to keep the converter cool. So you will hear it run occasionally and feel some air coming out of there, which is correct operation. Coming up into the camper itself, into your kitchen area, here's your exhaust fan. We saw the vent on the outside, as well as light. The lights are called pop lights. They have switches right on the lights themselves that you push on or off to operate them. Your stovetop is propane powered. You do have a sparker, so select your burner, use your spark, and then control how much flame you would like. For your oven, you want to push it to pilot, push hard. Showing at the back, the pilot is at the far back of the oven. That's where you would light that. And then you can control your temperature here as well for baking, cooking, etc. in the oven. Microwave just works like your microwave at home. It's electric powered. You need to be plugged in to operate your microwave and also your air conditioner. Those are going to be running off of 30 amp shore power cord. There are 2 filters behind each side of the grill here on the air intake, which can gather dust. So just general maintenance, you want to clean those out, shake them out. They are replaceable as well. You can control airflow here if you want more or less directed one way or another. And you have your temperature gauges right on the air conditioner itself. You have a fan setting as well as lower, high, cool, and temperature setting here. Refrigerator is both propane and electric. The on-off switch is right on the touchpad itself. You can rotate through the different modes, whether you want to do propane, electric, or automatic. Automatic is great because it will automatically switch back and forth between propane or electric for you. And why that's a benefit, if you're plugged in at a campground, your propane side's automatically going to shut down and it's going to run on the electric side for maintaining the fridge of the temperature. Likewise, the fridge temperature will stay nice and cold for you. When you unplug, it's going to light the cooling unit, power the cooling unit from a propane side, so for travel everything stays nice and cool. So automatic is nice because it will go back and forth for you depending on whether you're running off of propane or electric. You could also decide to manually control it if you just want to run it on electric or if you just want to run it on propane. Temperature setting is here, so 1 being cold, 9 being the coldest. And usually somewhere in the 5, 6, 7 range, depending on the humidity and temperature outside, is good for that fridge and freezer. You can certainly adjust that. Underneath the refrigerator is the intake for your furnace heater. That will vent warm air in normal operation. That is propane powered. And your thermostat for that is right here on the wall. So you would click this into the on position and then use your temperature setting to kick that furnace on. With either your furnace or your air conditioner, there is a time delay. So turning it on or off, you may hear that fan or compressor cycle a little bit, and that's normal. There's a time delay operation on those. If you're using your camper from the fresh water tank on board, this is your water pump switch to pressurize that water. This will allow you to get water from your tank to your sinks and your showers. Water heater on the propane or the electric side, and then systems monitor panel with your battery level, fresh, black, and gray tanks. This model does have a TV antenna. This is the TV antenna package. It does not raise or lower on the roof, but it does rotate by moving that dial. If you're using TV antenna, it's a digital air signal, and there's a signal booster right here on this. You would press that button and it's going to clean up the signal for you. If you're using cable, you would have a cable here hooked to your TV and cable coming into the camper on the outside. There's also a 12-volt outlet for AC/DC if you need it. Cable and electrical hookup there. Stereo system. You do have a USB input as well as auxiliary. And then we'll turn that off. TV bracket for you to install a television. That is a swing arm, so you can swivel it towards your living area. Emergency exit window is at the dinette. Swivel the lever, push out on the window. If you needed to, you would release the whole exit window and use it as an emergency exit. Side of the camper, sofa bed. Dinette does also convert to a sleeper. So your dinette table, you would wiggle the pedestal legs out from the base. You can store them up underneath the dinette cushion, the bench seats there, or underneath. And then this table would be sitting right here and here as a support. Fits right behind those two pegs. And then your cushions would come across on top of the dinette to make that into a bed area. Sofa bed, very easy. You're gonna lift up and drop this down. And these are removable cushions on the bunk ends, or I'm sorry, on the sofa itself for more or less headroom. Again, this is a feature walkthrough of some of the systems and operations of a 2017 Jayco Jay Feather X17Z. I want to take you into the bathroom. For more details on any of the systems operations that you see, please do refer to your Jayco owner's manual. Inside your bath is your main GFI. This is a test and a reset. So if you had any electrical issue, you could come here, make sure this is reset, and also check your fuse panel you saw earlier. At the base of the shower, there is an access panel for plumbing that you would unscrew here. Also foot pedal toilet. So this is very easy operation. You're gonna press down, and that's gonna rinse and flush your bowl. Overhead attic fan has a switch right on the fan itself. Raise and lower it with the knob here. Turn the switch on. And there's also a wall switch for this model, which is up under the sink. Let me turn those on so you can see the operation. There you go. So in order for the wall switches to operate correctly, you need to have the pop lights on or the fan switch on And then this switch will control both of them. We hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough of this 2017 Jayco Jay Feather 17Z. This is stock number TT12743. Any questions, please give us a call. Refer to your Jayco owner's manuals. We wish you much happy RVing ahead. Thanks for watching.